Is AI bad for your brain? So the other day, I saw an article and it said that AI was bad for your brain. It was bad for your cognition, for your memory, all of these things. It really shocked me. And I was like, is this true? Can this be true? So as I dug into the article, I found a couple of things that really surprised me. First was that they said that a group of students that they had tested with AI to do their homework and to write a paper had actually scored much lower on cognitive capacity after 60 days. About the paper that they were writing, 60 days later or so, they looked at them again in their brain about the memory of what did they write, how did they write it, these kinds of things. And it showed a cognitive decline, which I was surprised about. But then I read the article and this is not what it means. I was totally surprised. And actually what it showed was this, what they did. They had students, 3 groups of students using AI, not using AI, and only using AI after they started working on the project themselves. So they had 3 different groups. The first group that used AI right away and wrote the paper with AI didn't do very well long term. The group that started out with just their brain and only went with their brain had better recollection and memory of the article and the paper they were writing. But the third group, and this is what surprised me, that started out using their brain first to think and wonder and create and draft some additional information, that group then got to use AI at the end to edit, to improve, to check, and everything else. And they had the best memory and the best cognition down the line. So they really didn't give you the right information about the article, but it got hyperinflated online about, oh, AI is bad for your brain. Well, look, we're going to get a lot of misinformation about AI. There's a lot of people who hate it and think it's the end of the world. There's a lot of people who think it's going to save humanity. It's going to be incredible for business. Some people say it's going to cause lots of job losses. Some people say it's going to break through in medicine and we're going to cure cancer and all these wonderful things. We don't know. It's too early to know what it's going to do. Yes, the data centers are big. Yes, they're using tons of chips. Yes, a lot of capital is going into this area. And we don't know what it's going to be yet. We have a lot of fears, a lot of worries for good reasons. And we need to just wait, think, and keep studying it and keep learning as we go. Now, is it useful? Yeah, it's useful. But how do you use it, right? So for example, let's say that you had a protein bar and one of these. You had a protein bar and you go out and you read on the back and it says palm oil. You go, well, I thought palm oil was bad. Now, 25 years ago, you might have to go to a library and read a book or go find some medical journals and read about palm oil and see what you could put together. It could take you tens of hours to figure out, is palm oil good for me or is it bad for me? Then you get the internet with Google and everything else, and you learn a little bit faster. And you go, okay, I can search for articles online. I can read some stuff. I still don't know what I'm looking for exactly, and I don't have an expert to teach me. And I'm only being served up what Google thinks I want to see, not what actually is out there in the metaverse of all of Google and everything else. But then when you get to AI, you can start to ask questions of AI. You can learn to prompt AI for what are the most important things I should know about palm oil and my health as a 63-year-old man who's not on any medications, who's reasonably fit, and who eats reasonably healthy. What should I know about palm oil? How good is it? How bad is it? What are the environmental effects? And on and on. Now you can use AI to ask questions and to ask AI what questions you should be asking and help it frame for you what you're looking for. Now, if you do that, it's going to take maybe an hour of time to really become not an expert, but very well versed in the information that you need to understand about palm oil. And you can do that for anything in the world. You can do it for climate. You can do it for heart disease. You can do it for AI if you want to. So the bottom line is that how you use a tool determines the outcome of using that tool. So there's some bad ways to use AI. There's some poor ways and some unuseful and unhelpful ways to use AI. And I'm going to teach you about those, but I'm also going to later show you how to really use AI in a smart way. Now, I'm no expert, but this is from my own experience and my asking AI and looking for other experts on how to improve your information about AI. But first, how do you do it wrong? Well, first, you just believe everything it says. So AI is just a tool. It's not the ultimate information in the world. It's not the truth. It's a bunch of things that may well be true or probably likely are true. So if you rely on it to give you the truth without any further information, that's probably not a good idea. Secondly, you want to ask open-ended questions, not yes or no questions. In fact, what I would recommend you do is you go to ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude or whatever, which one you like, and you ask it, tell me the 5 best ways I can use your tool, your AI, you as an AI, Tell me the 5 best ways I can use you as an AI to increase my knowledge, insight, and information about the topic which I'm interested in, which could be like, how to change a tire, right? Anything you like. So you ask it to do that. Because if you just go in and start asking a bunch of questions without really having a frame of reference for how to ask those questions, or you ask closed-ended yes or no questions, or you frame it with a bias like, is it really stupid to eat palm oil, or am I just an idiot for wanting to eat more palm oil because it's tasty with sugar, right? I mean, that's something I would have done 25 years ago. I wouldn't do that today. Now, what's a smart way to use AI? Again, you want to ask first yourself the questions that you want. Write those down. What are the things I'm really looking for? Why do I want it? And you want to be able to give the AI some context for what you're looking for. Tell it what you're looking for. I'm trying to figure out, should I do A, B, or C as my next job? Here's the things I'm interested in. You give it a whole bunch of context. Here's the things I'm interested in. Here's where I want to go with my career. This is why I think this might be the natural next step. Here's what I'm concerned and worried about. And tell me the 5 questions I should also be asking around this. So what I'm saying is you're giving it a constellation of information. So it's not just a yes or no question. It's not just a 1-sentence question. You're really giving it a bunch of information so it can understand what you're really looking for. And then you can say to it, also, please ask me as many clarifying questions as you need to understand what I'm looking for and to help me get the best answer that I'm trying to find. And when you do that, what will happen is it will work with you to clarify and refine what you're looking for. Now, sometimes you don't know exactly what you're looking for, but working with the AI tool in this way will really help you refine what you're looking for, open up your mind to what's possible that you might not even know, right? Based upon all my research and a bunch of articles that I've read, here are some ways that you can protect your brain from AI. Number 1, use your brain first. Use your best thinking first. Write down what you think, feel, believe, know, and understand, and what questions you have about it, and where you think you might be missing information before you start to use the AI tool. That way, you've got a reference point from where you're coming from, and you're using your brain first, right? That's what the studies are showing. Use your brain first. The second thing is, after you've used the AI, turn it off, take the information that you have, and read it. And make some notes, maybe print it out on a piece of paper, old style, or put it in a document where you can edit it and make some notes and ask some questions. See if you can come to a better understanding because of that. Next thing you might want to do is then summarize what you've learned. Write a summary of the top 5 to 10 points of what you've learned from the interaction with the AI entity or thing, whatever it is. We don't know yet, right? So write those down. And then finally, go teach somebody else what you've learned. Say, hey, Dave, hey, Morris, look, I just did this research on this one topic. It's really fascinating. And I'd love it if you give me a couple minutes. I want to share it with you and get your feedback and see if you have any questions for me because I'm trying to refine my understanding. And what that does is it goes through different memory processes. You're writing it down, typically by hand, gives you the best memory. Secondly, is that typing it is going to give you the next, but teaching it to someone else really improves your memory and protects your brain by doing that. Okay. Now, 3 other things. 1, sleep. If you're not getting 8 hours of sleep every day, you are definitely hurting your memory, and AI is going to have a bigger negative impact. If it does have a negative impact, it'll be bigger because of that. The second thing is make sure you're taking time to relax and get outside and breathe fresh air, maybe see some trees or do something that just clears your mind. Not listening to YouTube, not listening to music, just walking outside, taking a breather and noticing the world. That helps to reset your brain as well. Third, I think meditation. I think meditation is one of the best ways that you can clear your brain, refresh your brain, and let it rebuild its cognitive structure. Just meditation, doing nothing and doing nothing about doing nothing. You can go out and you can get any number of free meditation apps online or watch videos or listen to them, which is better, not watch, and tons of stuff that really protects your brain. It may well be bad for our brains. However, the best way to protect yourself is to use your brain first, get the information from the AI, and then use your brain again to assess it. Is this accurate? Does it make sense? What other questions do I need to ask? And what can I do with this information? And then check with other people who might be smarter. And that's the last thing I'll say. Always look for people who are smarter than you. It's sometimes really humbling. Like I've been around some people who are like so smart that I'm like, oh my God, I should I should fold up my tent and go home because these people are so smart in this conversation. Instead, what I do is I listen and try and ask good questions. Understand that the AIs today are probably the equivalent of 200 different PhDs in all these different disciplines. So expect it to be smart, but expect it to be imperfect. And so you have to do your own follow-on reasoning and look for information that will support what are you trying to find out? What do you want? So I'm really passionate about the brain, about memory, about AI, about thinking, about learning, about growing. These are things that are really important to me because I've only gotten what I've learned by doing that. And I've been following the trail of so many really smart, capable, successful people. And my goal is to help you become more successful, more happy, have a better life. And look, the world is going to keep changing. It's going to keep growing. We've got to keep changing and growing with it. And if we still had the same mind we had when we were 5 years old, we wouldn't even be able to drive a car or use a computer. So you're constantly changing your mind. By changing your mind, you're changing your life. By changing your mind and your life, you become happier, stronger, have a better life, all these wonderful things. So my recommendation to you down below, pick up the ebook I made just for you. Change your mind, change your life. It's a great place to start. Subscribe to the videos. We have all kinds of great stuff. Scroll through there, see what you like, leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you soon.